Hey everybody from Windy Acre Bees out in Massachusetts, Western Massachusetts. I got bees landing on my cheeks, my hands, um, everywhere. We actually, you wouldn't know it, but we had 6 inches of snow last night, and it's melting off here in earnest. And when the sun came out this morning, temperatures got up to about 50 right now, and the girls just basically let loose. So good for them and good for us. Get rid of the snow. Let's get in the springtime. I'm all for it. I'm jazzed up, ready to go. Swarm season is coming up here in about a month, and just keep in mind with everybody who's thinking about swarming in the northern part of the country, these girls are deciding right now and into the next week on whether or not they're going to swarm or not. And so they do this about 4 weeks ahead of time, and so this one colony right here, I already know they are making plans to do so. Same with this group here. Our Flynn colonies, they're not, I don't think they're going to do that this year. Depends on their build-up, but these girls here are going to be our third choice for getting split this year. So very important to get these girls checked out as soon as you can. Try to prevent their swarming, get them some more room, take out some old stores, put in some fresh comb, let them start working at it and have more room. It's the best we can do to try to keep them from going anywhere. But yeah, just keep in mind you got a month from the time that they decide to start swarming to the time they will swarm, and for us that's about a month from now. So my other tip for this month of March here is the fact that these girls desperately need protein. I can't stress that enough. It's not as busy on the protein right here next to this. I do have this one right next to my colonies, just because initially today they weren't really going any more than about 30-40 feet outside of the colonies until it warmed up. Our other feeder's pretty busy now, which is about 100 feet away. But protein, if you can get it into your sugar water, a teaspoon per quart of pollen substitute would be very beneficial right now. Put some kind of a feeding attractant into that sugar water so that they get drawn to it. These girls are raising brood. They're probably capping brood already, and that brood and the queen need protein right now more than carbohydrates. They could use the fresh sugar water fine just to drink it for themselves if they still have stores, but they really need the protein. It could be, it'll make the difference in your colony as to whether or not how fast they build up, how good they build up. And if they don't build up good, or they are fed a lack of protein, they won't be very good foragers, they won't be very good nurse bees, and you're going to look at a sluggish colony come April into May. So so get that protein to them. The other thing is here, we're supposed to get a 63 to 65 degree day next week, so that is going to be our first hive inspection. It'll be quick, basically taking covers off, popping out a couple frames real quick just to see what the queens are doing. They should be laying very good right now, at least a frame. If not 2 frames right now, they should be starting to lay that brood inside of there, even here in the northern part of the country. So they are bringing pollen in pretty good. We're just going to talk and walk here. These girls are really coming out of winter strong. My Flynn colony is a little weak. I'm very surprised at that. She is my best laying queen. I mean, she laid 6, 7, and sometimes 8 frames of brood last year. She was a swarm catch. So we just need to get her really pumped up with some 1-to-1 to simulate a nectar flow and pollen coming in, and we'll get her going. I'm not really worried about it. On my inspections and on your inspections in the spring, if you have a real strong colony and a real weak colony, move a frame of brood and some bees over to that weak colony and get them boosted up. If they go weak into springtime, your chances for a fall and winter buildup next year are going to be very, very slim. You can see the pollen feeder over here is a little bit busier. They're not crazy like they've been when it's 60 degrees out, but they did find it and they're working at it pretty good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else for springtime. Your 1-to-1 sugar, some pollen substitute in there would be a great idea. Like I said, get into those hives if you can. Wait for a warm, calm day to do it. Trying to think of anything else that they need, but if anybody else watching this video thinks it, throw it in the comment section and help each other out. Especially people coming into their first overwinter, excited that they're come out and see their bees made it through well. So there are some things that we have to look for right now. Look for queen cells. They're going to be located on the bottom of your frames. See if there's anything in them. And if there is, try to squash those queen cells off and maybe help deter them a little bit. Give them some more room. Make sure there's 2 or 3 empty comb right below the clusters for the queen to be laying, or in your top box. If you have to, pull out some excess stores, save them for another colony, or put them in later, or give them to a weak colony that you may have. They could benefit from that. And the queen needs room, so it's a fine balance right now, besides food, and also some room for the colonies to raise brood in. So very important thing to do right now. Also, from there, the bees will take care of the rest. From there, they'll clean out their stores and give the queen room to lay. So so that's something that we got to worry about too. If you have a weaker colony, maybe take the box away from them. If they're in 2 boxes, move them down to 1 box. Give them a couple empty frames of drawn comb, and don't give them comb that hasn't been drawn out yet, because they're not going to be building that yet. But give them some room for that queen to start laying. So we're going to need to, by mid-April, we need to get these queens laying up to 1,000 or better eggs a day to start going into our nectar flow and our pollen season. So that's pretty much it for this short video. We're going to do a video on swarm and swarm traps here probably in the next day, and get everybody jazzed up for that, and give you some tips to make the productive season for catching swarms. So everybody have a really good rest of your work week, and we will talk to you soon.